This is David Spiegel for MSMCKnights, here with Kevin Longacre, head coach of the Mount St. Mary College men's soccer team, defending Skyline champions. Coach, last year you won the first Skyline championship for this team. Made a nice run in the postseason, big 7-1 win over St. Joe's. Very close penalty kick win against Purchase, and then a big win over Farmingdale to take home the title. Went on to play 7th-ranked York in the NCAA tournament, took them to overtime, and lost late in the game on a winner in overtime. 12-5-3 overall, extremely successful season. What does that do for your goals going into this year?
It obviously makes them greater than they have been in the past, but at the same time, we understand winning it is easier than winning it again. Going back to back is very difficult because all of a sudden we were kind of the team that came out of nowhere last year, and we knew we had it in us, but everybody else was kind of like, all right, they'll be good, but we knew how good we were. This year, everybody's big game in our conference is going to be us because we won it. So it certainly makes it more difficult. But losing in the NCAA tournament and the way we did also gave the guys, instant motivation for this year, and not just wanting to get back there, but recognizing how close they were to winning that first match and know they can compete with the big boys. So, that's our goal, is to advance further than we did this past year.
Now, having that experience of winning the championship, playing a really close game that you could have won in the NCAA tournament, what does that experience do for you as a coach and for the team, the returning players?
As a coach, it's actually one that I think it's more difficult to deal with because there is a sense of confidence within the group now. But what I worry about is there's an overconfidence. All right, we did it last year. We got great players coming back. It's easy to do it again. It's not. So to me, it kind of makes me have to deal with the team a little bit differently than I have in the past. I think the players are certainly, they know how good they can be, but they have to put the work in that they put in the past to get where they got, to stay there and try to actually go a little bit further. So their work in training and their self-confidence just needs to be better than it was last year, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Now, you lost 6 guys to graduation last year. You got a bunch of returners this year, including 13 upperclassmen. And then you got a good amount of newcomers as well. What does the makeup of the roster say for this year's team?
Depth is better than it ever has been. But we lost, with the 6, we lost 3 major components to our team from last year. And even the ones who weren't, they were 3 starters, but even the ones who weren't starters produced significantly for us last year as well. Leadership it's not a massive hole, but it's a big hole because those 3 guys have been there from the start since I got here. They all started as freshmen before I got here. So, those are 4-year starters that we just lost. Never easy to replace, no matter how good your talent is. So while we think we have more depth and there's guys ready to step up in those roles, and each player has gotten better and better and better every year. So while we lost 3, the other 8 who were starters are better than they were last year, and we've got that other group coming up. So I think as far as, our squad, we're probably better than we were last year, but again, that's on paper. Got to go out and prove it.
And you also bring back 3 pretty decorated players from last year. You got Matt Garcia, transferred in last year, made an immediate impact, led the team in scoring. He was a first-team All-Skyline, first-team ECAC All-Star, NSCAA All-East second team. You bring back Sean Lockwood. He was the Skyline Academic Player of the Year. He was an ECAC first-team All-Star, first-team All-Skyline. And Michael Ennis, second-team All-Skyline, scored the game winner for you guys in the championship game. What does having these 3 guys back on the team mean for your team this year?
That means it's tough for anybody to break into the front 3. When we play 3 up front, and those are our starting front 3. We scored a lot of goals last year. I think we were 7th in the country in goals per game averaged. And those were the 3 guys that were the main component of that. But we expect to get goals from other places this year too. And if we're going to be better than we were last year, we need goals from other places because those when you're the only 3 goal scorers, that's a lot of reliance on you. I think we can get a lot more goals out of midfield, but having those guys up there, and as long as they can stay healthy, it gives us an impetus for our attack, and that's what we're about here. We want to score goals, so I like having them back. That's for sure.
Bring back a strong roster. You go into a new season. Preseason poll came out last week, and you were voted 2nd behind Purchase, who you beat in the tournament last year. Mm-hmm. Does that light a fire under your team to be voted behind them?
Yes.
And what do you expect out of your team this year overall?
Well, I expect us to win a championship again. If you don't, that's not your goal, then what are you doing here playing? So that's our team goal as far as conference play. We want to go further than we did in the NCAA tournament last year. Is it going to be easy? No, we understand that. But last year wasn't easy either, and they put the work in and did it, and they got that taste of the NCAA tournament, and we all here want it again. So
great. Well, Mount St. Mary College men's soccer starts off this Friday at Bard. Comes home on Sunday to play Vassar at 3 o'clock. Coach, thanks for sitting down with us, and best of luck.
Thank you.